Good morning, leaders! How are you today? So, I hope okay lang kayo dyan, no? Okay, before our lesson proper, let us have first our prayer. Okay, Mr. Dumidig, please lead the prayer. Okay, thank you, Mr. Dumidig. I would like everyone to please open their cameras so that I can see you. Okay, thank you. So before anything else, I would like to introduce myself. I am Hazel Jane D. Gullios, the first reporter for this group. So before our discussion, let us have first our lesson objectives. So our lesson objectives for today, at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to understand the definition and types of drugs, including prescription drugs, over-the-counter drugs, and illegal substances. Number 2, recognize the short-term and long-term effects of drug abuse on physical, mental, and emotional health. Number 3, identify risk factors and warning signs associated with drug abuse. Okay, before we dive into our discussion, let us have first our activity. So we have here prepared an activity and it is called the 4 picks 1 word. So it is very simple, no? You just have to guess the picture. You just have to guess the word behind those pictures, and we have written clue naman under those pictures, okay? Our first picture is this one. Okay, Miss the Silaw. Okay, correct. The answer is substance abuse. Number 2, Mr. Janalan. Okay, you are correct. The answer is drugs. And number 3, Miss Bermoy. Okay, you are correct. The answer is smoking. And number 4, okay, Miss Calatrava. Okay, you are correct. Very good. The answer is stress. And the last one is Miss Dumandan. Okay, the answer is death. So, thank you everyone for your participation. No? So, let us now proceed to our discussion. So, our discussion for today is all about the substance abuse and tobacco smoking. So, what is substance abuse? So, substance abuse is also known as drug abuse, referred to a maladaptive pattern of use of substance. So, when we say substance abuse, it is when someone regularly uses drugs or alcohol in a way that's harmful to themselves or to others, even though they know it's not good for them. So, substance abuse often leads to addiction, where the individual experiences a strong craving for the substance and struggles to control their use. So, substance abuse can result in physical, psychological, and social harm, impacting not only themselves or not only the individual, but also their families and communities. Okay, so let us now proceed to drug misuse. So, what is drug misuse? Drug misuse class refers to the inappropriate or excessive use of medications, either prescription or over the counter, in a way like taking too much or using it to get high, instead of following the doctor's instructions. So, drug misuse often leads to negative consequences and can be harmful, and also can cause problems with health and safety. Okay, understand? Okay, thank you. So now let us proceed to the types of drugs that are commonly abused. So we have 11 types of drugs that are commonly abused. So the first one is alcohol. Alcohol. Although legal, alcohol is a toxic substance, particularly as a developing fetus when a mother consumes this during pregnancy. So, alcohol is a legal drink, but if a pregnant woman drinks it, it can hurt her baby's development. So, mas mabuti na iwasan ng isang buntis ang pag-iinom ng alak. Okay, so let's proceed to number 2 is the amphetamines. So these drugs can come as prescriptions like Adderall, combination of drugs nga ginagamit as a treatment sa mga tao nga may ara sang ADHD or deficit hyperactivity disorder. So taking too much of this can cause to seizures or even death. Okay, let's proceed to number 3, the anabolic steroids. So this is a group of substances abused by bodybuilder and other athletes. These groups of drugs can lead to terrible psychological effects like aggression and paranoia, as well as devastating long-term physical effects like infertility and organ failure. So, ang anabolic steroids is kadalasan ginagamit ng mga or ginatake ng mga bodybuilders or ng mga athletes to build their muscles, but they can lead to anger issues, paranoia, and long-term damage like infertility. So caffeine, it is consumed by many. So it is usually found sa coffee, sa tea, and soda drinks. So when consumed in excess or sa sobra-sobra nga pag-consume, this substance can produce palpitations, insomnia, and significant anxiety. So it is okay lang na mag-inom pero not too much because it can cause heart palpitations, trouble sa pag-sleep, and anxiety. So, sa mga hilig tira magkape or makatake 5 ka beses sa isa ka adlaw, dapat bawas-bawasan. So, it is okay lang nga mag-inom but not too much. Okay, let's proceed to number 5, the cannabis. So, cannabis is also called as marijuana. So, it is commonly used drug. It can cause problems like infertility and laziness. It is a psychoactive drug derived from the cannabis plant. It's commonly used for recreational and medical purposes. It is known for its effect on mood, perception, and cognition. The next one is cocaine. So this drug makes people feel energetic and alert. So it can be sniffed, smoked, or injected. Okay? So the next one is ecstasy. So ecstasy is also known as MDMA. So this drug is both a hallucinogen and stimulant. It makes the user feel happy and loving, but too much can make the body temperature rise dangerously high. Okay, the next one is hallucinogens. So these drugs makes user see or feel things that aren't real. So for example, a person who is intoxicated with a hallucinogen may perceive danger where there is none. Kumbaga, ginaisip nila ang isa ka sitwasyon nga dangerous nga wala lang. So, these misperceptions can result in dangerous behaviors like jumping out of the window because ginaisip sang isa ka tao nga nagatake sini is nagasakay siya sa elephant nga may pakpak nga nagalupad. So the next one is opiates. So this group of substances sharply decreases the functioning of the nervous systems. So they are killers, but using too much of this can slow breathing until it stops. Okay, so the next one is sedative, hypnotic, or anti-anxiety drugs. So these substances depress the nervous system. They can cause death or by respiratory arrest of the person who either uses this or for example na lang taking too much sleeping pills along with alcohol can make your nervous system stop. And the last types of drug that is commonly abused is the nicotine. So one is nicotine. So this addictive substance found in cigarettes. Nicotine is actually one of the most habit-forming substances that exist. So, amo ni siya ang substance nga makita natin sa sigarilyo nga nagahimo nga addictive. So, what makes cigarette addictive? So, amo ni siya nga ang iban daw hindi na gid nila kaya biyaan or mag-quit sa paninigarilyo kasi mayroong nicotine ang sigarilyo which makes the cigarettes addictive. Okay, that's all everyone. So I hope you had learned something for today. So the next reporter is Miss Karen Istabilio. Thank you for listening.
Once again, good morning everyone. My name is Karen G. Istabilio and I am the next reporter. So for today, we were going to discuss about the classification of drug abuser. So we have 6 classification of drug user. We have the experimenters, occasional users, regular users, drug dependents, and mentally ill chemical abuser or substance-induced psychosis. So itong mga classification of drug abuser is pag-aaralan natin one by one. Ano ba ang ibig sabihin nito at paano ba ito nakakadulot sa mga tao? So first, we will going to discuss about the experimenters. So pag sinabi nating experimenters, ito yung people who abuse the drugs for experimental basis. Okay, from the word experimenters, from the word experiments, ibig sabihin ito yung mga persons who perform mga scientific procedure, especially sa laboratory, para malaman nila kung ano talaga ang dahilan or simula nito. And for you to understand it easily, it is also the individuals who use drugs out of curiosity. So, iniisip nila, for example is may friend ka na nagagamit ng drugs and ikaw is hindi ka nagagamit ng drugs. So, out of curiosity, gusto mo rin maranasan or masubukan kung ano ba yung drugs na yon. So, yun yung example of experiments. Yung curiosity, ibig sabihin, nakikurious ka kung ano ba yung magiging effect nun sa'yo. Okay, another is, ito naman yung nag-refer to those who use drugs primarily to explore their effects out of curiosity. So, para matandaan nyo kung ano yung experimenters, it is the individuals who use drugs out of their curiosity. So, next is we have the occasional users. So, occasional user is abuse the drug occasionally whenever there are special occasions. From the word occasion, which means mga party or something group of people. So they abuse the drug once every 2 weeks to 2 times a week. Okay, dito sa occasional users, dito masasabi natin na hindi sila nagagamit ng drugs daily or weekly. So ito, nagagamit lang sila if may mga occasions like festivals, parties, or etc. So ito lang yung time na nagagamit sila ng mga drugs or something. So, hindi mo masasabi na daily kasi it talks about occasions. So, mga occasions lang talaga sila gumagamit ng drugs. So, mostly is nag-occur ito sa mga teenager who love to party. Yung mga teenager na pumupunta sa party and like mga naga-drinks or naga-smoke. Yon yung sa occasions.
Sa video na ito, pag-aaralan din natin ang regular users at ang drug dependence. Aalamin natin kung ano nga ba ito at ano ang epekto nito sa mga tao. At ang panghuli sa classification of drug abuser ay yung mentally ill chemical abuser or substance-induced psychosis. Pag-aaralan na rin natin at aalamin ang kanyang kahulugan at kung ano na ang mga epekto nito sa isang individual. Sa susunod na video ay nakalagay doon ang mga signs and symptoms of drug abuse. Atin din yung pag-aaralan at pagtutuunan ng pansin. Sa video ito nakatalaga ang physical signs, 13 physical signs, at sa susunod na video ay ang behavioral sign na may 16 sign. Pag-aaralan din natin ang mga treatment sa drug addictions, mga recovery program na makakatulong para maiwasan ang drug abuse or drug addictions. At ang panghuli, meron tayong comprehensive dangerous drugs. Aalamin natin kung ano nga ba ito at paano ito nakakatulong sa ating lipunan.
The next one is about the regular users. So, pag sinabi nating regular users, ito yung mga abuse the drug in a regular basis, approximately 3 to 4 times a week or every other day. So, ito naman yung nagagamit ng drugs na regular, which is ginawa na nilang routine or nagkaroon na sila ng mga habitual pattern. For example is, if ang papa nyo or kuya nyo or relatives nyo is naga-smoke. For example, after kumain or pagkatapos kumain is they do smoking. Kasi part na yun ng kanilang lifestyle. So, yun matatawag natin yon na regular users. Aside from that, regular users also have a various reasons, including na doon yung mga recreational purposes, self-medication, and gaya ng sabi ko na part na ng daily routine nila. Part na ng lifestyle nila kung bakit nila ginagawa iyon kasi parang nakasanayan na nila. Gaya nga ng example ko, yung sa smoking or sa marijuana for their self-medication, and yung mga social drinkers, mga individuals who consume alcohol regularly in social settings or part na din ng kanilang routine. The next one is we have the drug dependence. So, pag sinabi nating drug dependence, ito naman yung mga tao na tend to abuse the drugs every day. So, almost every day na talaga sila ginagamit or almost every day na nila ginagamit yung mga drugs. Or we have 5 to 7 times a week na paggamit. So, dito, sa drug dependence, yung body nila is nakadepende na dun sa drugs. From the word dependence. So, hinahanap na ng body nila yung drugs, kaya nagkakos ng mga physical and psychological reliance on it to function normally. So, parang pag hindi sila nakaka-take ng drugs, nag-iiba yung kanilang body or parang may kulang sa body nila. Sometimes is nagkakaroon pa ng mga higher doses kasi yung mga small doses is hindi na kaya ng body nila, so kailangan ng higher doses. So we have there the examples, we have the opioid dependence. Pag sinabi nating opioid dependence, ito yung mga prescription like painkillers. Kasi sometimes we use mga other doses ng drugs pero hindi na yun nakaka-epekto sa body natin or parang wala na yung effect. So, mas gusto natin yung higher kasi mas doon nag-function yung body natin. So, yung body natin is nag-dependence na siya sa mga drugs na ginagamit natin. So, nagkakaroon nga ng physical and psychological, which is, ang body natin is nag-malfunction siya if yung drugs na ginatake natin is hindi natin matake. Another example is yung benzodiazepines or zepines. Ito yung for anxiety or mga sleep disorder. 'Di ba sometimes or yung mga drug users is parang may mga problema na sila sa pagtulog. So, nag-take sila ng mga drugs para makatulog sila. The next one is we have the mentally ill chemical abuser or the substance-induced psychosis. So ito na yung mga drug abusers who manifest signs and symptoms of psychotic disorder. So dito nagkakaroon na ng mga signs and symptoms about sa psychotic disorder caused by the effects of drugs. So dito nagkakaroon na ng mga hallucinations, mga disorientations, and mga delusions. So marami ng mga effects ang nangyayari dito sa mentally ill chemical abuser or the substance-induced psychosis. So marami ng mga effects ang nangyayari. For examples, individuals who struggle with both substance abuse or addiction and a mental illness. So, ang mga mental illness na nangyayari is commonly about sa mga associated with substance like sa mga depression, anxiety, mga disorders or bipolar or mga bipolar disorders or etc. So, marami ng mga effects ang nangyayari dito sa ating mentally ill chemical abuser or yung tinatawag na substance-induced psychosis. So, for example, doon sa mga hallucinations, mga delusions or disorder is yung mga the use of drugs or mga alcohol trigger symptoms of psychosis. For example, 'di ba, if nagainom ang isang tao, 'di ba, iba na yung mind nila, iba na yung mindset nila. So, feeling nila is hindi na nila kilala yung isang tao or something nag-hallucinate sila or nagkakaroon sila ng mga disorganized thinking. According naman sa mentally or sa mental illness ng isang tao na nag-use ng drugs is nagkakaroon sila ng mga bipolar disorder. Like, nagaiba yung mood swings nila agad-agad. From manic episodes like elevated mood or mga increase of energy and nagabigla agad naga-depressive episode like yung naga-low mood or lack of energy. So, para mas maintindihan ng mas mabuti or ng mas maayos kung ano ba talaga ang mentally ill chemical abuser or substance-induced psychosis. So, ito na yung way or ito na yung part na ng drug user which is very lulong na sila sa drugs or yung body nila is doon na talaga sa drugs. Kasi dito nagkakaroon na ng different effects. Nagkakaroon na ng hallucinations, mga disorders, mga mental illness, and mga delusions. So, itong classification of drug abuser is masasabi mong lala or lulong na talaga sa droga. Okay, the next that we will going to discuss is all about the signs and symptoms of drug use. So dito na part, marami na tayong makikitang mga signs and symptoms na nag-occur sa isang individuals na nagagamit ng drugs or mga droga. So dito, nagkakaroon ng changes of physical appearance. Like kung dati, it's very healthy, pero suddenly nag-iiba agad ang katawan, like pagbigla ang pagpayat at pag-iba ng posture ng katawan. So kung dati yung taong nakikita mo is very healthy and strong, and suddenly iba agad ang posture ng katawan, like naging pale or parang nagkaroon ng sakit or ng hihina. So yun yung sa physical appearance. We have also the personality, like sa mood swings. Kung makikita agad natin na nagkakaroon ng mga hyperactivity or nagkakaroon ng mga strong mood, tapos bigla ang naging low mood or nagkaroon ng lack of energy. So yun yung one of the symptoms and signs na nangyayari sa isang drug user. And also, we have the attitudes, like nagiging defensive. Hindi mo pa sinasabi or wala ka pang sinasabi na nakakapag-trigger sa kanya, is nagkakaroon agad siya ng mga statement na hindi naman tumpak sa mga sinabi mo. So nagiging defensive. And nagkakaroon ng lack of interest sa mga gusto niya before. Nagkakaroon siya ng lack of interest sa mga hobbies niya. So, yun yung mga symptoms or signs na nag-occur sa isang individual na nag-use ng drugs. Okay, so one of the signs and symptoms of drug abuse is the physical sign. So, sa physical, we have 13 signs. So, pag-aaralan natin yung isa-isa para magkaroon kayo ng understanding and learnings about sa mga signs and symptoms of drug users. So, number 1 is loss of appetite, increase in appetite, any changes in eating habits, and unexplained weight loss or gain. So, dito sa loss of appetite is nagkakaroon ng reduction in the desire to eat. Kaya yun yung reason kung bakit nag-skip na sila ng mga meals or kumakain lang sila ng maliliit. Kasi associated sila sa mga stimulants like cocaine, methamphetamine, or certain prescription medication that suppress appetite. So may mga stimulants na nagapabusog or pag nag-take ka nun is feel mo very busog ka na kasi nga may mga medications or mga prescription na take pero wala ka namang kinakain. So parang kumbaga doon pa lang is busog ka na. Kaya yung desire mo na gusto kumain is nababawasan or nagkakaroon ng reduction, kung kaya ang mga drug users is nag-skip na ng meals and maliit na lang ang kinakain due to mga stimulants na ginatake nila. So aside from loss of appetite, meron ding increase in appetite. Due to merong mga gina-intake ang mga drug users like increase in food leading to the binge eating. So one of the causes or one of the reasons of a substance, yung mga substance na ginagamit nila, one of the cause is yung sa marijuana. Kasi ang marijuana, it causes the munchies or certain depressants that can increase eating or that can increase in appetite. So one of the cause is yung marijuana. We have also the changes in eating habits wherein nagkakaroon ng irregular eating patterns like bigla-bigla na lang kakain ng wala sa oras, nagkakaroon ng different kinds of cravings ng mga different kinds of foods. It because drug use can disrupt and can disrupt normal routines and other metabolic processes, leading to changes of eating habits. So very powerful talaga ang drugs, or very nagkakaroon talaga ng mga damages, especially sa ating mga eating habits or eating processes. Another symptoms or signs of physical is weight loss. Nagkakaroon ng weight loss kasi sa mga stimulants na ginatake ng individuals. It cause of suppressed appetite or strong metabolism, kung kaya't nagkakaroon ng nausea or vomiting or pagsusuka. So, occurred talaga ang weight loss kahit wala namang proper diet. It because, sabi ko nga, sa mga stimulants na ginatake ng isang drug users. Next is, we have also the slowed or staggering walk, poor physical coordinations. So, mostly, nakikita natin ito sa mga drink ng alcohol. 'Di ba? If pupunta tayo sa mga occasions, syempre hindi mawawala yung mga inuman, kasi parang part na rin yan ng lifestyle ng Filipino, na if may mga parties is meron talagang inuman. So mostly 'di ba nakikita natin is pasway-sway na ang mga lakad nila, or hindi na sila nakakalakad ng maayos. It because of the alcohol. Kasi it causes our central nervous system. Kasi nagalid ito na hindi natin makontrol or mawala yung balance natin. Kung kaya't nagkakaroon tayo ng slowed or staggering walk. At syempre, poor physical coordinations. Next, we have the inability to sleep, awake at unusual times, and unusual laziness. So, nangyayari talaga ito lalo na sa mga individual na nag-take ng drugs. Kasi once na nag-take ka ng mga stimulants like cocaine or methamphetamine, it leads to alertness. So, nagiging alert ka. Nagkakaroon ka ng energy level, kung kaya't nahihirapan ka sa pagtulog. So, 'di ba, if ang mga drug users is nagkakaroon ng mga inability to sleep, of course, nagkakaroon din ng unusual laziness. So, kung ikaw nga wala kang tulog, of course, tinatamad ka gawin yung mga bagay-bagay na gusto mong gawin. Kasi nga, kulang ka sa tulog. So, yun yung mga signs and symptoms din na nararamdaman ng isang drug users. Another ideas about the unusual laziness is yung lack of motivations, or hindi ka na interesado sa mga activities na ginagawa mo dati. So, nagkakaroon ka na ng mga laziness or ayaw sa mga ginagawa mo before. Kasi nga, wala ka ng motivations or excessive tiredness, napapagod ka na kaagad. So, more ideas about the unusual laziness is yung alcohol nga, gaya ng sabi ko. Kasi nga, ang alcohol is nagbibigay siya ng slowed central nervous system, or yung low functions ng ating central nervous system, kung kaya nag-increase yung drowsiness and lethargy. Kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng laziness sa mga bagay na mga gusto nating gawin. Okay, next physical signs is the red, watery eyes, pupils larger or smaller than usual, and blank stare. So sa red, nagkakos ito due to the use of marijuana. Kasi ang marijuana is nagkakos ng blood vessels sa ating mga mata, kaya nagkakaroon ng expandation or nag-expand siya. Another causes is the alcohol. So, ang mata natin is nagkakaroon ng dryness or eye strain, kaya nagkakos ng red. Next is we have the watery eyes. So, sa watery eyes naman is nagkakos ng watery eyes kasi due to mga stimulants din na ginatake ng isang drug users, and also it causes alcohol. So, mga nagainom ng mga alcohols is nagkakaroon din ng watery eyes. Next is yung pupils larger or smaller than usual. So, nagkakaroon ng pupil large or smaller than usual, it because associated with cocaine. Kasi ito ay stimulate the sympathetic nervous system causing pupil dilation. So kaya yon nagkakaroon ng panibago or changes sa pupil natin. Next is yung blank stare. So, ang blank stare naman is ito yung lack of response sa ating external stimuli. So, one of the cause is yung sa alcohol. Kasi ang alcohol is nag-slow down ng brain natin. Kaya, hindi tayo agad nagkakaroon ng alertness or focus. Kasi, ang alcohol is nag-slow down ng ating brain. The next one is yung cold, sweaty palms rather, and shaking hands. So, itong physical signs na ito is mostly nag-occur sa may mga anxiety or nervousness. And it is causes if may stress ka, feeling anxious, or overwhelmed. So, yun. Next is puffy eyes, blushing, or paleness. Next, we have the puffy face, blushing, or paleness. So, dito sa puffy face, can result from various factors like allergies, mga fluid retentions, or lack of sleep. So, sa blushing naman, it is also causes if mahiya ka or shy. Diba, naga-red yung mga chin or cheeks, I mean. So, kasi you are shy or nahihiya ka or something. Sa paleness naman, it is caused about sa fear or fear or takot ka, shock, nagulat, or may illness, or reduced blood flow. So, itong mga signs na ito can also be physical responses to emotion or physiological changes. The next one is we have the smell of substance on breath and the body or clothes. So, very familiar na ito and alam kong may idea kayo about dito. So, para mas lalo nyong maintindihan, I will explain it briefly and concisely. So, dito sa smell of substance on breath, we have examples yung sa alcohol. Diba, yung mga tao na nag-take ng alcohol, if mag-talk sila or may sasabihin sila sa'yo, of course, naaamoy mo yung substance, naaamoy mo yung alcohol na iniinom nila. Yun, yung examples ng smell of substance on breath. Yung sa body or clothes naman, if yung isang tao is naninigarilyo. So, yung amoy ng sigarilyo is nag-occur na yan siya sa mga damit. So, if may kasama ka na naninigarilyo and then suddenly you smell or lumapit ka sa kanila at naamoy mo yung kanilang mga damit, so, like, amoy sila ng usok ng sigarilyo. So, yun yung one of the examples of smell of substance on breath and body or clothes. So, next is we have the extreme hyperactivity and excessive talkativeness. Pag sinabi nating extreme hyperactivity and excessive talkativeness, ito yung tinatawag na behavioral characteristics, which is we have the ADHD, which is the attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder, or yung tinatawag na bipolar disorder. So, it is refers to the rapid speaking and jump to topic and hindi na nila kayang makontrol yung mga sinasabi nila. They tend to speak without knowing how to control it or how to stop it. So next we have the runny nose and the hacking cough. So sa runny nose, ito yung sign of nasal congestions, irritations, or damage caused by snorting drugs. So we have the cocaine or methamphetamine, which can cause or initiate the nasal passages and lead to inflammations, infections, or even perforations of the nasal septum. So, ito yung one of the cause ng pagkakaroon ng runny nose, it because of snorting drugs. Yung nagasuyop na term, so yun yung one of the causes of runny nose. Next, we have the hacking cough, which is it deals with the respiratory problems due to the or resulting from smoking drugs like sa marijuana or crack cocaine. So sa marijuana is ginalanghap nila ang mga usok, so mapupunta yan siya sa respiratory natin, kaya nagkakaroon ng pag-ubo sa ating katawan or nagkakaroon tayo ng respiratory problems. Aside from that, yung mga gina-inhaling toxic substances through smoking and vaping. So sa smoking, very naman ito kasi nga marami na nag-smoke, marami na nag-use ng different kinds of mga smoke, like marami ng mga products about smoking. So one of the cause din yan siya kasi yung gina-inhale mo yung smoke niya. So papasok yan siya sa ilong mo or sa bunganga mo and pupunta yan siya sa respiratory mo kung kaya't nagkakaroon ng hacking cough na tinatawag. And also sa vaping. So, hindi din tayo magpapakapante na safe din ang vaping kasi nag-inhale din tayo ng mga chemical. Kaya nagalid din yan siya ng respiratory problems and lead to coughing, pag-ubo. So, it is very also dangerous. So, next is we have the needle marks on lower arm, leg, or bottom of feet. So, pag sinabi nating needle, ito yung mga gina-injection sa parte ng katawan, especially sa lower arm, sa leg, or bottom of feet. So, ito yung kaya meron mga small puncture na makikita, or mga wounds, or scars, ito yung dahil resulta na ito sa mga insertion of needles for injecting drugs directly into the bloodstream. So, yan yung tinatawag na mga needle marks. And next, we have the nausea, vomiting, or excessive sweating. So, sa nausea, ito yung cause of gastrointestinal issues or yung mga sensation of feeling sick to the stomach, kaya magkakaroon ng vomiting or pagsusuka. So, we have the examples of nausea and also vomiting. Ito yung opioid withdrawal can cause nausea and vomiting. Kasi itong opioid withdrawal, ito yung mga prescriptions, like gaya ng sabi ko kanina, yung mga painkillers na ginagamit ng drug users. And like oxycodone and hydrocodone. So, ito din yung mga reason bakit nagkakaroon ng vomiting and nausea. Next, we have the excessive sweating. So, ito yung side effects of certain medications or medical conditions. Like, we have also example of excessive sweating, like same din yung opioid withdrawal kasi ito yung mga stimulant use may lead to excessive sweating, or ito yung increased activity in the central nervous system kung kaya nagkakaroon ng sweating. Next, we have the tremors or shakes of hands, feet, or likod. So, ito naman yung mga head, mga voice, or other part of the body due to stress or fatigue. So, nangyayari ito kasi nagkakaroon ng stress and over fatigue. And lastly, we have the irregular heartbeat. So, ito yung mga biglaang heart attacks or stroke kasi it is also known as the cardiac arrhythmia. So, can occur in drug users due to the effects of certain substances on the cardiovascular system. Once again, good morning everyone, and now we will continue discussing our topic. And now let's proceed to the next discussion, which is about behavioral science. So tapos na tayo sa physical science, and I hope na marami kayong natutunan at marami kayong idea about sa gidiscuss ko. So, thank you for participating guys, and I hope sa next na discussion na i-discuss ko is mas mag-cooperate pa kayo. So, we have 16 behavioral signs. So, i-discuss natin yan siya one by one para mas marami kayong matutunan. So, the first behavioral signs na nag-occur sa isang tao or individual is yung change in overall attitude or personality with no other identifiable causes. So, biglang-biglang pag-change ng mood without mga cause or without mga reason para mag-iba ang mood. So, yun yung one of the signs ng behavioral. So, 'di ba mapapansin mo sa mga nakakasalamuha mo or nakakasama mo na nag-use ng mga drugs is nag-iiba agad ang mood nila. Like, biglang nagagalit kahit wala namang reasons, or biglang natatawa kahit wala naman ding reasons. So, yun yung one of the cause or symptoms or signs ng behavioral ng isang tao na nag-use ng drugs. Next is changes in friends, new hangouts, sudden avoidance of old crowd, doesn't want to talk about new friends, friends are known drugs users. So, very, common yan siya sa mga naga-drugs. So, changes in friends. So, nagaiba na sila ng mga circle of friends. Kung dati is friend kayo, and now hindi na. Kasi nga, siguro may something na nangyayari and ayaw niya nang makipag-involve sa inyo. And merong new hangouts. Ibig sabihin, yung mga hangout na gusto niya before is iba na. Iba na yung pinupuntahan niya. If before is they used to go to playgrounds, parks, or something, and ngayon yung hangouts niya is sa mga parties, occasions, festival, mga social gatherings, which is may mga involvement na ng mga drugs na ginagamit. And we have also sudden of avoidance of the crowd or old crowd. So, umiiwas na sa mga crowded na mga places, especially before old crowded ang nakalagay dito. So, umiiwas na, bigla na lang pag-iwas. And ayaw na nilang makipag-usap sa mga new friends, about new friends. So, basically, if something na may friend ka, and then you suddenly talk about her or his new friends, and then ayaw niya nang makipag-usap about that. And ang mga friends na yun are also known as drug users. So, nakikipagkaibigan na sa mga drug users din. So, one of the common behavioral signs din yon ng mga individual na gumagamit ng drugs. Next is we have the changes in activities or hobbies. So, nagkakaroon na ng mga changes sa hobbies. If before, love mo ang mag-play ng basketball, love mo makipag-communicate or makipag-socialize sa ibang tao, pero ngayon, hindi mo na gusto. Kasi may iba ka ng gusto. Like, may mga iba ka ng hobbies na ginagawa. So, yung mga usually habits na gusto mo is hindi mo na gusto kasi may iba ka nang ginagawa at yun yung gusto mo. Yan siya yung change in activities or hobbies. And also, one of the common din ito na mga behavioral signs ng mga individuals na nagagamit ng mga drugs or chemical substances. Yung drop in grades at school or performance at work, nag-skips ng school or na palagi na lang late sa school. So, very common din ito siya, especially sa mga estudyante na nalulong na sa mga drugs or other mga chemicals like drop in school, na-drop na yung grades kasi may mga lack of performances na, ayaw nang makinig, ayaw na mag-participate, nawawala na ng gana na pumunta sa school, it because of the effects of drugs. Kaya nagkakaroon ng drop in grades. And also, nagkakaroon ng sa performance of work. Something like that. If you are working and then suddenly parang because of drugs na gina-intake mo is nawawalan ka na ng parang nawawalan ka na ng lakas para mag trabaho. And also skip school, of course, kasi iba na yung pinupunta mo, kaya ayaw mo nang pumunta sa school kasi may iba ka nang pinupuntahan. And also, palagi ka nang late sa school. It is because mas inuuna mo pa yung mga bagay na yon kesa sa pumunta sa school. Next is very crucial din ito siya, is ito yung change in habits at home. Nagkakaroon ka na ng loss of interest in family and family activities. So, nawawalan ka na ng focus sa family mo kasi nga parang mas gusto mo pa yung makisama sa iba, makipunta sa mga parties or mga social gatherings kesa makipag-perform or makisama sa mga family's activities mo. So, nawawalan ka na ng focus and iba na yung nasa isip mo, hindi na yung family mo. So, and changes in habits at home. So, iba na rin yung mga habits na ginagawa mo sa pamamahay or parang iniiwasan mo nang makipag-usap sa kanila or lumalayo ka na sa kanila. So, one of the behavioral signs din yan. Another is difficulty in paying attention or yung makakalimutin. So, one of the behavioral signs din yan siya sa mga individual na nagagamit ng drugs. So, nahihirapan ka na nahihirapan ka nang mag-focus or magbigay or makinig sa mga instructions na binibigay sa inyo ng inyong guro or ng iyong parents or ng iyong kakilala, friends. So, nahihirapan ka ng mag-pay ng attentions. And also, makakalimutin ka. For example, if yung mga circle of friends mo is may mga sinabi or may mga hangout na mangyayari sa inyo like pa-beach or stress free, so ikaw kasi mas iba na yung ginagawa mo, iba na yung pinagtutuunan mo ng pansin and iba na rin yung mga gusto mo. So nakalimutan mo ng may mga hangout pala kayo ng kaibigan mo or ng family mo. So nakalimutan mo na kasi nga may iba ka ng pinagtutuunan ng pansin and mas nakafocus na doon yung mind mo kesa sa mga dati mong kasama. Next is general lack of motivation, energy, self-esteem, I don't care, or yung I don't care attitude na yun. So, parang wala ka nang pakialam sa lahat ng bagay, may mga lack of motivation ka na para gawin tong mga bagay na ito, and lack of energy and lack of self-esteem, So, very crucial and very hard ang epekto ng drugs sa mga individuals kasi nagkakaroon sila ng mga I don't care attitude na wala na silang pakialam sa mga bagay na mahahalaga kasi mas nakafocus sila doon sa mga bagay na nagpabago sa kanila. So, next is we have also the sudden oversensitivity, temper tantrums, or resentful behavior. So, very common din ito, yung very sensitive ka na sa mga bagay-bagay and nagkakaroon ka ng mga tantrums na bigla ang pag-iba ng attitudes mo, pag-iba ng mood swings mo, and also mga resentful behavior. We have also the moodiness, irritability, or nervousness. So, gaya ng sabi ko, sa moodiness, nagkakaroon ka ng iba't ibang mood. Like, nagkakaroon ka ng mga strong energy and then suddenly nag-iba agad, nagkaroon ka ng low energy. Madali kang mairita sa mga bagay na ayaw mo or nagbibigay sa iyo ng rason para magkaroon ng irritation. Like, oversensitivity din ang tawag. And also, nervousness. So, nagkakaroon ka ng biglaang pagkaba. Kasi nga, due to mga effects na ng mga substance or stimulants na ginatake or intake mo sa iyong katawan. So, one of the reasons and one of the signs din yun siya ng behavioral signs. Next is yung silliness or giddiness. So, yun siya. Very explanatory naman din siya. So, proceed tayo sa next, yung paranoid. Pag sinabi nating paranoid or paranoia, ito yung mental illness characterized by systemized delusions or of persecution or grandeur, usually without hallucination. So, ito na yung mga delusions mo. Mga without hallucinations or something. Like for examples, a feeling that one does not know the whole truth or that someone else is not being truthful. So, parang ganun na statement. Yung akala mo yung isa is nagsasabi ng totoo pero hindi pala. Ganun siya. Next is yung excessive need for privacy or unreachable. So, more on may mga secrets nang tinatago. So, kailangan na ng privacy. Hindi mo na agad madaling makontak or matawagan kasi nga may mga tinatago na, may mga secrets na hindi mo pwede malaman. So, very privacy na yung life and hindi mo na agad madaling ma-contact if in case may kailangan ka. So, unreachable. Next is yung secretive or suspicious behavior. Gaya ng sabi ko, may mga secrets ng tinatago na hindi sinasabi sa iyo and also may mga napapansin ka ng mga suspicious behavior na parang may something na may iba sa kilos niya na napansin mo, tinatawag yun na suspicious behavior. Something na may nagbabago sa mga kilos niya and parang nakakurious ka kung ano ang ibig sabihin nun. And also, we have the car accidents. So, in my own understanding sa car accidents is that yung sa too much drinking alcohol and then magmamaneho. So, it is also cause car accidents. Kasi suddenly yung mga very lasing na kung umuwi and then magdadrive pa, it is also cause car accidents. Kasi nga yung mind natin is hindi na naga-function ng maayos. Hindi na naga-functions. So, it is also cause car accidents. Next is yung chronic dishonesty or from the word dishonesty, it means hindi na hindi na nagsasabi ng totoo. And may mga lihim na and mas gustong secretive na lang and ang mga sinasabi sa iyo is puro kasinungalingan. And lastly, we have the unexplained need for money, stealing money or items. So ito na yung mga pagnanakaw na ginagawa. Like, suddenly may isang tao na kailangan ng pera, or kung hindi man nila makuha yung pera na gusto nila, is syempre ang one of the ways nila is magnakaw or mga items na kailangan nila. Of course they steal it if hindi yun nila makuha.
So, good morning, leaders. My name is Marian Dane A. Farnazo, the third reporter. So, alcohol and its effect. Alcohol is a part of Australian culture and the way of life. Australians drink alcohol to relax, socialize, celebrate, and for its taste. The challenge for Australian society is to balance alcohol's place in the culture with the health risks associated with drinking too much and drinking more than is healthy over a longer period. So effects. Everybody responds differently to drinking alcohol, so it is not possible to say what effects having a certain number of drinks have on a person. Instead, blood alcohol concentration or BAC can be used as a guide to what effects alcohol may have on behavior. So, the effects of alcohol vary depending on a number of factors including type and quantity of alcohol consumed, age, weight and gender, body chemistry, food in the stomach, drinking experience, situation in which drinking occurs, mental health status, other health condition made worse by alcohol. So, a short-term effects, alcohol starts to affect the brain within 5 minutes of being consumed. The BAC peaks about 30 to 45 minutes after one standard drink is consumed. Rapid consumption of multiple drinks results in higher BAC because the average body can only break down one standard drink per hour. So, alcohol effects according to the blood alcohol concentration. So, stages, feeling of well-being or and BAC is up to 0.05 gram percent. So, likely effects, talkative, relaxed, or more confident. So, at risk is 0.05 minus 0.08%. Talkative, acts and feels self-confidence. Judgmental and movements impaired, inhibitions reduced. So, alcohol, according to blood alcohol concentration. So, stages, risky state or BAC, 0.08 minus 0.15%. So, likely effects is speech slurred, balance and coordination, impaired, reflexes load, visual attention impaired, unstable emotion, nausea, or vomiting. And the next one is highly risk state, 0.15 minus 0.30%. Likely effects is unable to walk without help, alphatic, sleepy, or labored breathing, unable to remember event, loss of bladder control, or possible loss of consciousness. So the next one is death. 0.30% is likely effects is coma or death. So, intoxication risk. Intoxication is the most common cause of alcohol-related problems leading to injuries and premature death. As a result, intoxication accounts for 2/3 of the deaths of life lost from drinking. So, alcohol is responsible for 30% road accidents, 44% of fire injuries, 44 of fire injuries, 34 of falls and drowning, 16% of child abuse cases, 12% of suicides, and 10% of industrial accidents. So, the long-term effects is each year approximately 3,000 people die as a result of excessive alcohol consumption, and around 100,000 people are hospitalized. Long-term excessive alcohol consumption is associated with heart damage, high blood pressure and stroke, liver disease, cancer of digestive system, other digestive system disorders, um, stomach ulcer, sexual impotence and reduced fertility, um, increasing risk of breast cancer, sleeping difficulties, brain damage with mood and personality changes, concentration and memory problems, risk to unborn babies, tolerance and dependence. So, tolerance and dependence. A regular drinker may develop tolerance and dependence. Tolerance means that they feel less effect than they used to do with the same amount of alcohol. So dependence means that the alcohol becomes central in their life and they continue to drink despite being aware of the harms caused through that consumption. So next is withdrawal. Someone who is physically dependent on alcohol will experience withdrawal symptoms when they stop drinking or substantially reduce their intake. Symptoms usually commence 6 to 24 hours after the last drink, last for about 5 days and include. So the include of this is tremor, anxiety, agitation, sweating, difficult sleepy, may last several weeks, nausea or vomiting, depression, and headache. So alcohol withdrawal can be very dangerous. People drinking more than 8 standard drinks a day are advised to discuss decision to stop drinking with a doctor as medical treatment and may be required to prevent complications. So the next one is reducing the risk. A moderate amount of alcohol consumed occasionally does not harm most people. However, excessively drinking above recommended levels on a regular basis can cause health problems. So alcohol in young people less than 18 years, children less than 15 years of age are the greatest risk of harm from drinking. Not drinking in this age group less than 15 years is especially important. For young people aged 15 to 17 years, the safest option is to delay drinking for as long as possible. That's all.
Alcohol and other drugs. Alcohol can be dangerous when other drugs and medication, including over-the-counter preparation, are taken. When we say alcohol, okay lang uminom pero hindi lang araw-arawin kasi marami ang epekto nito sa atin. Alcohol is manifest the effect of sleeping katulad ng ibang tao. Ginagawa nila pang patulog ang alcohol at maaari mo ding gamitin ang mga ibang drugs katulad ng cannabis at marami pang iba. Ano nga ba ang epekto ng alcohol at drugs? Pagiging lutang or wala sa sarili, pagiging sabog at dilat ang mata. Effects can be unpredictable when combined with stimulant such as caffeine, cold remedies, appetite suppressant, and amphetamines. Kaya wag nang uminom ng alak at gumamit ng droga. Symptoms of alcoholism. People who have alcoholism or alcohol abuse often continue to drink even when healthy, work, or family are being harmed. Maaari kang magkasakit at masira ang buhay mo. Drink alone. Nag-iisa kang uminom or may pagkakamali kang nagawa na kailangan mong uminom. Become violent when drinking. Maaari kang makulong dahil paglasing ka, hindi mo na alam ang iyong gawin. Pwede kang pumatay ng tao. Marami pang symptoms ng alcohol na makasira sa ating buhay. Smoking causes death. Smoking causes an estimated 90% of all lungs cancer death in men and 80% of all lungs cancer death in women. An estimated 90% of all deaths from chronic obstructive lungs disease are caused by smoking. Smoking, maraming namamatay sa sigarilyo pero million people can use cigarette, hindi lang lalaki, pati babae rin. Cigarette smoking among college students. Cigarette smoking on college campuses has become an important public health issue, and there has been increase in campus-wide smoking ban and other preventive programs to reduce the rate of student smoking. Predictors associated with youth tobacco use. Risk factors include lower socioeconomic status, having parents, close relatives, or guardians that smoke. Acceptance and positive view of smoking by peers. Of higher level of education. High availability of and exposure to tobacco products. Violent behavior. We have the 5 factor of college smoking. A. Stress and emotion. Stress and emotion. Pagdagdag ng isang karagang pakiramdam ng pagpapahinga. Kaya ang mga tao naninigarilyo para dahil mabawasan ang stress nila. B. Weight loss. Ang epekto ng sigarilyo sa timbang natin ay maaaring pagtaas ng ating metabolic rate o pagbaba ng caloric absorption o walang ganang kumain. C. Failed of study. Kawalan ng gana sa pag-aaral or tinatamad na. D. Social activity. Pagbaba ng pagsali ng activity sa karamihan tulad ng activity sa barangay, sa eskwelahan, at marami pang iba. E. Social smoker. Naninigarilyo ka kahit saan, kahit kailan, kahit saan mo gusto na hindi naman bagay sa'yo. 10 reasons people start smoking. 1. Stress relief. Ginawang stress reliever ang sigarilyo. Media influence. Makita nila sa mga daan, billboard at parang nagustuhan nila. Self-medication. Ginusto mo lang kasi uso. Makikita mo sa mga TV at naintriga mo ito. Genetic predisposition. Makukuha mo ito sa mga nakapaligid sa iyo. Number 6. Misinformation. Parental influence. Ma-adapt mo ito sa loob ng bahay nyo na nagsisigarilyo din. Risk-taking behavior. Nagtesting ka kasi ang kaibigan mo nagsisigarilyo. Number 9. Social rewards. Number 10. Peer pressure. Their friends to encourage you to try a cigarette.